So, another day, another storm. Welcome back to the channel. It's Saturday afternoon and we've had a lot of rain today. A lot of rain. It's been raining for about 6 hours. A lot of wind as well. I've closed over this half door just to kind of block the wind, so it's kind of sheltering any wind noise, I hope. Still a bit of wind, but it's not too bad. Yeah, a lot of rain. Not much in the lines of flooding in any of the sheds, which is what you want to see. We've a little bit, there was some more lying here earlier, but the cattle seem to be all licking it and drinking it, the water. Not so much down this side because, well, they've dunged in it a few times, so it's a bit of manpower needed here now just to sweep it out. I have lifted these bottom timbers, so there's a little gap at the bottom. I can just brush the whole lot out, so I'll do that now in a second. Yeah, it seems to be storm after storm at the minute. Ground is sodden and not ideal for. We still have some slurry to get out. We did get a few loads out of a few different tanks, kind of take the pressure off, but at this stage it's almost getting to the critical point because we've actually a tank on. We're just out. Dad's after hooking on the mixer and he's going up to, we're going to mix the tank and try and pull a couple of loads out of it. This tank here has got about 3.5 foot to go, so we could pop a couple of loads in here and it would tie us over for maybe 2 weeks or so, maybe not even that. So yeah, it's getting to a critical point, but yeah, we'll chat about that in a few minutes. Yeah, we'll just brush this out and I'll come back to you then for a chat whenever I'm filling the diet feed up. So we got our tank mixed, so after I finished off the bit of sweeping and tidying where the water had lay, we got that tank mixed and we've got one load of water sucked out of it, so that'll kind of tide us over there now for a few days. Moved on now. I am filling the diet feed up for the cows and some of the weanlings, last year's weanlings, so yeah, just squeezing some silage in there to do them. And I'm going to go over now. That's probably the last bit of silage that I need now. There's about 2 ton in the feeder now at that. Yeah, I'll go over now and we'll cut out a few more extra blocks. It just saves us from hooking on the shear grab now over the next few days. So we'll do that now. But when I was mixing the tank, I kind of just got, the way you kind of get into these trains of thought of just how things have changed in certain ways. And I got me thinking about how our slurry spreading habits have changed over the last number of years, especially the last 4 or 5 years. Traditionally, ground conditions played a huge role in being able to spread your slurry and when you could spread your slurry. Of course, there was a slurry ban came in, I'd imagine it's about 20 years ago. I can't remember the exact date now offhand, but from I think it was the early 2000s that it came in. Somebody might know the date and might be able to correct me or tell me what the exact date. But that slurry ban came in. For us, it closes us up for 3 months of the year that you can't spread slurry. Save on pollution and all that kind of stuff. The idea is that you're not spreading for the 3 wettest months of the year. Supposedly, you're not able to spread any slurry. So in theory, it is a good job, but where it falls apart is the fact that Sometimes you can have a very dry December, January time, very November, December, January time, and you're not able to put out any slurry. And then, as a rule, January, February is usually wet months. The slurry ban opens with us on the 15th of January, so it's free for all. You can do whatever you like. So it's in theory it is a good idea, but it's not always practically a good idea. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on the year, depends on how much rainfall you have. It depends on a lot of things. So that's that. The other thing then, as I said, that controlled when you could spread slurry was ground conditions. And of course, if you had a tractor and tank up, if you were after having a couple of days heavy rain, 3 or 4 days heavy rain, obviously ground conditions aren't going to be suitable for going out to spread some slurry. You'd have to wait maybe a week. You might need a dry week then to get out to get going at it again. And as I said, traditionally that's how it's always been. But over the past, I suppose, 5 years, I suppose, now that the pipe system has started coming in, and it is becoming a lot more popular with people and contractors, where they'll have a pipe system. The pipe system is kind of done away with the ground conditions end of it. I know you still have to have fairly good ground conditions, but you can get out and spread with a tractor with the pipe system, a dribble bar on the back of the tractor and a pipe. At times when you can't with a tractor and slurry tanker. And I've seen that a lot even around our own area here. Well, you have people spreading slurry at times when maybe the ground isn't just, it's probably not, you couldn't get out there with a slurry tanker, put it that way. And usually when they get the pipe system in, they'll spread more than one tank, whereas with the older way of spreading slurry, just say with the tank off, you were more likely to just maybe drop the tank down a few feet and you know, to let you away until maybe weather conditions was a wee bit better, ground conditions were a wee bit better. The main problem I see with it is that when you go in and you spread a couple of tanks of slurry out this time of the year, one, you're not getting the full use of the nutrients in the slurry. That's the first thing. So a lot of that is lost because the growing season hasn't really got going yet. I'm talking about spreading this time of year, obviously. And the other thing is then that every time you've got some heavy rain, where does that slurry end up? So the last week or so we've had a lot of rain, and I've seen a lot of slurry, and I don't blame contractors. It's they're out there just trying to make a buck. So, you know, if somebody rings them up and says I want slurry out, they're going to go and put it out. I don't blame them, don't blame the contractors at all. But all that slurry that was spread over the last week or so, or a couple of weeks, that has only ended up in one place, and that's in the rivers. So I don't know, it's a catch-22 situation. Yes, you need some slurry out, but do you need that much slurry out at this time of the year? I know once you have the pipe system set up, it's easy then to get your contractor to just walk away at it, just let them spread away at it, empty those 2 big tanks that you have there, get it emptied, get rid of it. But there is pitfalls with that, and I know something needs to be looked into, because with all that's going on and the way that the world is going, and the way they look at agriculture and farming and farmers, and we need to be on top of our game and to have all our ducks in a row, all our I's dotted and our T's crossed. And I think doing that probably just isn't the way to do it. But as I say, don't blame contractors at all. And yes, your tanks are full, you need to get a few loads out. Drop the tanks down a couple of feet if you have to do that. But yeah, it's something that I've been thinking about over the last while. And actually, myself and Dad has even been talking about it. And yeah, it's just something that needs to be looked at. So after all the giving out about the slurry there, or complaining about it, where's he away to? No, he's not away to spread loads of slurry. He's only moving it from one tank to another here in the yard. Here in the middle of filling the feed up. Teleporter's just pulled up there because there's a couple of cattle that we have in the bedded shed over here. So I have to throw about 100 kilos in the feeder every day just to keep them going, and it's a bit of feed for them, so it's just handier than reversing the feeder over. Yesterday was the day from hell. See this girl? This girl had a bit of an issue calving. We've ended up with a dead calf and a cow that can't get up. So yesterday was definitely a day that I wasn't making any videos. It was just one of those days. She's not doing too bad. She's eating. She wasn't initially, but she is eating again and drinking. We've just made a little bedded area here at the side of in the corner of the mail shed, just to keep it tied iron up. So she's getting meals, she's getting hay, she's getting water. We're giving her water then a number of times a day, and I think she will get up. She is making attempts to get up now today, which is a good sign. So we're just hoping that she will get up. So that happened. Then we had a major oil leak on the teleporter. One of the hoses busted on it, an oldish hose, and had to be replaced. It took 2.5 hours to get the hose off it. It was a nightmare. So yesterday was just one of those days, but we have it back up and fixed and all okay again. As I said before, it's been one of the only issues that it's ever given is hose trouble, and we'll get lots of it at the minute. So once a month there's a hose goes in it. There's a lot of hoses on it, so there's plenty of them to go. But apart from that, life is good. That's really it for today. Tomorrow I think I'm putting up a small video tomorrow. A small video on some packages that arrived. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. As always, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and of course if you like the video, throw a like on it. It does help with getting the channel on to the next level. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good Saturday evening.